the next 20 minutes, I would like to cover it. Basically, it will be a conceptual talk. Before that, this is my disclosure. I was the member of the ILAE's Seizure Classification Committee. But there is a disclaimer also, because this current talk, which I'm going to give in the next few minutes, is basically will have a lot of personal opinions and perspectives with a potential bias. And this does not officially or endorse the official position of ILAE in some. Then there is definitely which tool you are using. If you are using a video EEG, if you are using a home video, or you are describing what you saw, there is a lot of difference. So, and there is a susceptibility for variations, and what we are using, which tool, it depends on finally what outcome we are getting on as far as the classification is concerned. Is not the thing which defines a seizure. It is primarily the focal seizure is in the restricted network, and generalized seizures will have a widely distributed network over both hemispheres. If you understand this concept, there is no need for an onset there. So the onset is important as far as in the pre-surgical world, but not in a general setting. So the other thing is the difference, such I told you, that classifiers versus descriptors. Classifiers are seizure classes. That means focal, generalized, unknown, unclassified. Level of consciousness is a classifier. I will come to that later. Seizure types are a classifier. So accept that this is a process in evolution. Classification is not going to end here. But at this point, I would request all of you to go through this updated classification, take it in practice, and go through the good the reference points from in the ILAE website.
All right. Thank you so much for letting me spend the Saturday with you. And thank you for that elegant description of the ongoing process of epilepsy and seizure classification. I know it causes a lot of us gray hairs, but recognize that it is very much a benefit to our patients if we can find a more consistent way to describe our seizures. And so today I'm focusing just on neonatal seizures because we recognize that brain during the first month of life is unique. And so we'll talk briefly about why we use EEG in our neonates. I have some videos to show you to review some of the seizure types and EEG patterns, and then we will close it up with how we use that information to treat them. So neonatal seizures are common. Seizures occur in 1 to 3 out of about 1,000 term births. They are one of the most common neurologic emergencies in the neonates. 14% was no different than those in whom the anti-seizure medications had been discontinued, which makes sense because if you have a baby with neonatal seizures who then develops recurrent seizures outside of the neonatal period, most commonly those are epileptic or infantile spasms. And we know that those are not going to respond to phenobarbital or levetiracetam or any other standard anti-seizure medication. And so if possible, it's really helpful to have those anti-seizure medications discontinued prior to discharge from the NICU.